9:14 p.m. Wednesday, May 27th, 2020. Episode number 799 of Oh Yeah Dude.
Yeah.
My name is Jonathan, and this is Seth. Hello, Seth.
Jonathan, it's awesome to be here with you, for real. It's awesome to be at 799 episodes of the podcast that we started in February of 2006. Now that we are in June of 2020. So what I did, I pulled out the banker's box that has our archives of 2006. I pulled out some random things for you and I. Some of them we'll remember we might have talked about on the show. Some of them we might not have. They're just we're looking back to look ahead.
Now, would you say that this has been, well, I know that it was prompted in part by you being asked to share some of your, to show your archiving steez, like to a person who is going to school for that. Is that correct?
Getting a master's.
Thank you. So, but do you think that that was also followed up with, it seems like a lot of people during this time have been sort of going through things and reflecting, and I see a lot of old photographs going up and old, that there
Certainly
is,
a time for reflection.
yeah. And then,
But it's also us, trying to make sense of, I guess, being proud of the fact that we've done the show for so
but
long.
we've hit another milestone.
Kind of looking back and saying, wow, when we started this, do you think that we...
And do you find it to be more significant for you to achieve, I think I know the answer to this, episodic accomplishments, milestones, or calendar milestones?
I'm more into calendar milestones.
Yeah, I understand.
But I think...
but 800's a real...
yeah,
it's a
and during this quarantine and...
Yeah.
New Year's Day, 2006.
You get a parking ticket. No, that was
That was before that, but thank you. We'll pull that out later. www.kevinfederline.com.
All right.
Y'all ain't ready for this.
We weren't.
That's the day
Still
he
aren't.
dropped Popozão.
Yeah,
He called it a Brazilian ass shaker.
I think
It was. It is.
Shall
Shall
forever,
always be
shall
forever.
be.
Deemed shall be. Now, Brittany and Kevin, Chaotic, aired the year before, 5 episodes on the UPN. They were together from September of 2004 until November of 2006. They have 2 sons. Sean is 14. Jaden is 13.
You got to work, huh? Not a whole long... Well, married. How long were they together before that?
Together,
We don't know.
they were...
For a minute.
It was hot and heavy because he danced.
I think
Just like Casper and J-Lo. You got to get in the back.
They may wind
and
up
dance
back together in the end.
You know what? I have a good feeling about Brad and Jen
Definitely.
and Brittany and K-Fed.
I mean, I bet
That
you
would be
Brad
a
and Jen
storybook
will
romance.
spend their golden years together.
Definitely. And I have a good feeling that Brittany and Kevin will spend their 50s together. They'll get back together in their 50s and then break up again going into their 60s.
Yeah, because he's gonna be like, she's gonna be like, I'm like a normal person, and you're like still like
You're still
a fucking Brazilian booty shaker.
Popozão too.
You're still Popozão.
Popozão.
What is that?
I don't know.
Was that a name for himself?
That was he's DJ Popozão.
Is that his own? Is a moniker?
Learned that in the favelas. What if you played Popozão in the favelas? How would that go over?
I'm sure it probably will.
They'd be like, I like this. This is a Brazilian ass shaker. But in Brazil, it's just an ass shaker.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to quantify.
It's just a banana.
Redundant.
It's not a plantain.
Hurricane Katrina hit your father's hometown in August of 2005. His neighborhood.
August of 2005.
The mayor of New Orleans at that time was
Whoa.
Mayor Ray Nagin.
Whoa.
Here you go. I knew you'd like this.
Is this a recipe? Is this one of his recipes?
Yeah.
His world famous recipes?
Yep.
Whoa.
Speaking at a Martin Luther King Jr. Day parade
Of
in
course.
New Orleans.
Why
on
not?
January 16th, 2006. Mayor Ray Nagin, he was there from 2002 until 2010. So speaking at this parade, he got in front of the microphone. I don't care what people are saying uptown or wherever they are. This city will be chocolate at the end of the day. This city will be a majority African-American city. It's the way God wants it to be. You can't have New Orleans no other way. It wouldn't be New Orleans.
He's got me so up to now.
Yes. Did face some backlash between citizens of all races, creeds, and colors. That
Yep.
this is a gumbo, this city.
Which it is, but it's a...
And so he came back and said, how do you make chocolate? You take dark chocolate,
Okay.
you mix it with white milk,
All right.
and it becomes a delicious drink.
Again.
And recipes?
But also, like, he didn't say how do you make chocolate milk.
No.
He
How do you
said,
make chocolate?
Chocolate.
This is the chocolate I'm talking about, Jonathan.
Oh, so he meant not a purely dark chocolate.
He meant
A slightly lightened chocolate via a white milk additive.
New Orleans was
A
a chocolate
Caucasian
city, if you
liquid
will. Additive. New Orleans was a chocolate city before Katrina. It is going to be a chocolate city after. How is that divisive? It's white and black working together, coming together and making something special.
Drinks.
Something delicious drinks.
Beverages.
Hurricanes? No. Mayor Ray Nagin in 2000.
Not a great mayor.
Well, in 2014, he was sentenced to 10 years in a federal penitentiary in Texarkana, Texas, for bribery and corruption that happened
Throughout.
during, and post Katrina.
Yeah, he took some dough.
He reported to prison in September of 2014. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, he was released April 27th, 2020.
I didn't know that. Did you know that before digging into this?
Nope.
So he's been in jail.
He's been in jail since September of 2014.
And
He
he's
got
out.
out last month. Hi, I'm back, and I'm ready to make drinks.
Who's hungry? I mean, thirsty.
I mean, whoa. This is my recipe book.
So he ain't allowed back in New Orleans, right?
I don't think they want him around.
He's not
there.
welcome
So
there.
although it is a city with delicious
So he was
drinks,
responsible for some of that, like, FEMA money that kind of
graft.
went missing, and
That's what they're
there
known
was definitely
for,
some
graft.
rinsing and some. It's never been a.
Oh, no.
It's never been a totally above board city.
No.
It's always attracted corrupt
I'm back.
politicians, corrupt police.
I was making Pruno in prison, and now I'm making back to my delicious drink. All right.
Ray Nagin.
January of 2006. Coming this fall. Levi's Red Wire DLX jeans for both men and women. The DLX jean is compatible. It is made for your iPod music player. It has a built-in iPod docking station / cradle, a 4-way click wheel with a headphone socket that extends amongst the jean. That's the Red Wire DLX.
How did that work out? Get your hands on a pair of those right now.
Wow. If I had those right now,
A 4-way what? A switch?
4-way click wheel.
So you could change the.
Well, when you're rolling in your whip.
Well,
you
because
got
there
your-
was menu, play, pause, fast forward, and forward and back.
Okay,
So
so-
I guess you wouldn't have to pull it out in order to switch it up.
it's in the DLX jean. What's up, mama?
What do you think the cut on that jean
Yeah, probably
was?
a boot cut, I'd imagine.
It's like a comfort, loose,
A loose cut.
a relaxed fit.
Definitely not. We didn't have skinny jeans then
I don't believe there were yet.
in 2006. So this was a thicker boot cut.
This would have been a
This
relaxed.
is more of a Papa John type of. This was the Papa John Levi's collab.
DLX iPod
Also,
collab.
they had a heating pocket for your pizza pie.
So your iPod on one side.
iPod on one side, docking station, a pizza
Calzone.
pie,
Calzone.
calzone warming station on the left, That's a
and a
thick
boot
That's
cut.
a thick jean. Don't worry, they're DLX by Papa.
It's a red line.
Papa DLX red lines.
We should find those.
Gotta find those. A lot of these things are tough to find.
Maybe tough to find,
But
and ultimately probably
we
will
might
be
have to go to like Thailand. We might have to-
collectible.
yeah, collectible. This is one of those things, yeah. If you're in like outside of Bangkok, everyone is still rocking like the
Whoa.
DLX. Like, holy shit.
I have no recollection of that ever. It
not-
must have been a catastrophic failure.
Biggest failure in Levi's history. A 500-year-old company making mining jeans in the 1800s.
Yeah.
The DLX, they total
Almost sunk 'em.
almost sunk the company. Got to get our hands on those.
I'd be
For
very
men and women.
very curious for men and for women.
This is from February
I mean,
of
we're
2006.
still very early. So we're just starting the show.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I guess we start
The
February
DLX
11th.
comes out,
The DLX is we're hearing about the DLX.
and we're like, maybe
As
this.
we're getting, this is called the Jesus and John show. The DLX is just getting into our
Just-
consciousness.
Okay. So come February.
I have an obituary for a journalist and a screenwriter, Denny Bart Petticlerk. He was passed away. He was 76 years old. In the obituary, he wrote a fan letter to Ernest Hemingway in the 60s, and it ended up they became friends, and Hemingway became a mentor to this writer. But in his obituary, it talks about when he was a boy. I think he says here he was maybe looking about 5 years old. His father took him to the Bon Marche. The Bon Marche was a Seattle department store chain. This is in the 1930s. Took him to the Bon Marche in Seattle, ostensibly so the little boy could see the angel that was atop the department store's Christmas tree. Sounds beautiful. A father taking his son the month of December. Oh, in Seattle, chilly. Get your gloves. We're going to go to the department store. Pretty exciting for a kid. His father told him to watch the angel at the top of the Christmas tree. He'd be right back. He never returned.
Whoa.
Now that I remember because I remember reading that in 2006, and I probably think about that like
Every
every
Christmas?
2 months since then. I'm imagining like the 30s of a tiny boy and a I guess a gruff old who'd like a Jimmy Cagney playing the dad, bringing him to a department store. A little boy in the 30s, Santa Claus. Angel atop the Christmas tree. Let's look at the angel, my boy. I'll be right back. Papa needs to. What did they do back in the 30s? Make a call.
Maybe he
He was kidnapped.
Maybe he died.
Maybe he had but he was. Maybe he passed away. He went to the lavatory and had a heart attack. But then the little boy, at some point, there'd have to be. There's a small boy. Papa, Papa. So he's looking up at the angel on the Christmas tree at Christmas. His father's like, I'll be right back.
Dips.
And dips forever.
That probably doesn't fuck you up.
Well, they didn't
right?
have therapy back then when he grew up. They didn't have therapy till like 6 months ago. So what did people do when their fathers left them at department stores for the last century?
I guess they became writers and
They became writers and they befriended old drunk maniacs.
Maniac writers.
Must have fucked him up. Something good.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy. How do you ever fill that hole of not being loved? That someone could vanish from you can never love. Because how can you give love when the person can vanish like that?
That's a very
I'll be right back. Stare at that angel and think about Jesus. And then get it all twisted in your mind.
Bye.
Think about Santa and Jesus. Goodbye. Daddy gonna roll his own cigarette. Bon Marche, Seattle.
Fuck.
What are you gonna do?
What did he write anything that we
Everything he wrote
was about
was about fathers.
No, but was there a screenplay that we
He wrote a screenplay with Hemingway called My Father.
Called Bon
Where
Marche.
are you?
Bon Marche?
Bon Marche, Papa. Oh, if you ever even brought up a Bon Marche to this guy, slap your fucking face.
How dare you?
I lost my father in a Bon Marche. He had a heart attack.
In a bathroom.
He was kidnapped in a bathroom. February of 2006. This is February 8th. We started February 11th. Zillow.com. Look up the value of any house in the United States. That was
impossible. Impossible.
No. Wait, let me get this.
Couldn't possibly.
It's not I'm laughing at you that you think that I would be so stupid
To believe.
you that I will type in my childhood home address and find out the value of the home.
It'll show me a picture of it.
And show me a picture of it because that's not possible. 14 years ago.
Good for you, them.
Where they just beat us. We're 3 days older than Zillow. God, I wish I was older than Zillow. Teach them a lesson.
That's
Look up the value of any U.S. house. Oh, so you mean I can look up my fucking house and find out it ain't worth fucking shit?
well, yeah, because it came out around the time that all hell was about to break loose too. And maybe I'm missing something obvious. What is the name Zillow come from? Is it a play on something?
It's Dennis Zillow.
Denny.
Denny Zillowstein. Wait,
He invented the algorithm.
you're just going to think that you're going to tell me that I can do that. And so what? I put it in the address. Okay, nice try.
Nice try.
2006.
I'll be on MapQuest if you need me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be printing
I have
from
my
MapQuest.
Thomas guide right here, and I'll thank you.
I will thank you.
There was a reality television show that came out in March of 2006. It was only 6 episodes. It was March to April. It was on the channel FX.
Did you watch
It followed two. We watched it. I can't remember it. There's a couple clips on IMDb. We can buy it on Amazon. They took a family.
Oh God.
One white and one black.
Yeah.
And through studio quality makeup, I don't know which studio you meant, because from what I remember,
Jimmy Fallon's studio.
from the Jimmy Fallon makeup studio, 2 families trade races and experience what life is like in the other family's shoes.
No, didn't.
This was created by a hip-hop artist by the name of Ice Cube. The show was called Black, White.
If I remember,
Try to remember, because it's so long ago.
did the I believe the black family, one ethnicity looked psychotic.
Well, what do you think would be harder to do? If you and I were to go to the Jimmy Fallon makeup studio,
And be
do you
like,
think it would be harder to make a black guy look like a white guy or a white guy to look... granted, they're both going to look awful.
Yeah.
And not like real people.
well, and also not the right color.
oh, no.
Like everyone's lips are wrong. Everything's wrong.
It's all wrong. And the clip I watched of the black man who's a white bartender with a mustache is like...
I vaguely remember.
This, what do you mean? This is like
This is
40 years ago.
we have to buy it.
Oh, we have to.
We should buy it. How do you buy it?
You buy
it as a digital download,
the
or like
two-disc
will they send
the 2-disc DVD
How
for
do we play a
$6.99.
disc DVD?
You get the Ice Cube music video race card. You get original casting videos, makeup application slideshow,
Dude.
Rose's Poetry Slam featurette. Rose was the white girl from Santa Monica that they made black. And
But
then
she also did slam poetry.
she was doing slam poetry.
But she did slam prior to her
Yes.
switch.
And a DVD ROM study guide.
What does that mean?
I don't know. That's good for now for classroom scenarios.
For the course we're
For
going
the
to teach.
coursework we'll be teaching in the fall. Black, white.
Not something you could probably successfully pitch and produce at this juncture.
No matter who is attached. I got Drake. I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
We're not doing that. 14 years ago was the Wild Wild West on FX. Oh, we'll take it. You mean you're going to take these people and try to make them another race through makeup and then send them out into the world?
And then talk about it?
And then talk to the white guy about, like, do black people live down here? Well, black people don't, they don't assimilate like this fucking hippie in Hermosa drinking a craft brew and IPA. Hey, if they just assimilated, meanwhile, her husband, who I don't know what race he looks with, the mustache is just like looking around.
Different
A
times.
long time ago. What are you going to do? Just taking a look back, aren't we?
That's the kind of thing that, Ice Cube went into a general meeting.
Yeah.
And he pitched something with no concept of how it would actually be executed.
Oh, how it would.
And they said yes to it also with no concept of the
To be in the Ice Cube business.
doability.
We want to be in the Ice Cube
we
business.
want in the space of the cube. We want to be in cube space.
Be in this cube space.
I mean, who doesn't? Still to this day. I mean, the man is a fucking goddamn powerhouse. But it's definitely one of those things that in your mind sounds awesome.
Oh, this
and
is
then you're
great.
like, wait, we don't have the
how
tech
do we
for
execute
this.
this?
Everything looks like a Dave Chappelle skit.
2006 Emmy for Outstanding Makeup for a Series, Non-Prosthetic.
Black, white.
What?
No.
What?
No way.
What? But the color of these people are colors that
is
don't
off.
exist on humans.
It's off. Alive ones, at least.
Not living human beings.
They all look like they've been drowned.
And you are. I mean,
They all look like they've been underwater for
so
a
you
while.
have been drowned.
Wait, did they won an Emmy
They
or
won
got?
the Emmy.
I wonder who they were up. Can we
Oh
pull,
my
who are you
God.
up against?
Did you lose to? Because if I showed you the clip of the bartender and you lost makeup to him, you're fucked. Your career's over.
Non-prosthetic meaning not monsters.
I guess not creatures. Although, when he served the drink, I was like,
whoa.
"Sir, have you been in a bathtub for 2 hours?" Newsweek magazine, March 2006, did an interview with Larry the Cable Guy.
Who did? You did it?
Newsweek.
Oh.
did. I did it when I was working for Newsweek right before the show started.
Got it.
Kind of hard for me to quit to start this show, but I did it.
It was
I
a
did
risk.
I
You
did
took
it.
a big
Look
risk.
at me now. Newsweek is gone, and I'm still going. So what's up now? What's up now, Ma? One of America's hottest stand-up comedians, and not just in the red states, Larry the Cable Guy, a.k.a. Dan Whitney, is starring in his first movie, Health Inspector.
Oh, yeah.
He spoke with Newsweek's Devin Gordon. Good morning, Larry. Hey, sorry. I was on the phone with Geico. I'm having a fight with them. What happened? Well, I got into an accident and they sent over a lizard to handle my claim.
So wait, this is an interview. You mean like a Draco? Like a Draco?
You mean that Draco Geico lizard?
You mean like a reptilian person?
No, not even an American lizard.
Oh boy.
I had to get another lizard to translate for me. The world's gone nuts. This is an immigrant lizard. We need to build a wall. What? How do you know?
What do you mean a wall?
What do you mean by a wall? Well, someday there'll be a wall. Keep these immigrant lizards out.
You'll see.
You'll know. I'm the health inspector.
Wait, so this interview
This interview is trying to talk to him about his movie.
over the phone.
Over the phone.
And he's spitting bits.
And he's spitting bits about the Geico lizard that don't speak English.
He does speak English. He sounds like Michael Caine.
I don't get it.
He needs a translator.
Sounds like the Queen. They need a translator over here. I got into an accident and they sent over a lizard to handle my claim. Wow. Could say that today in an interview and people would be like,
Yes.
I get it.
I know.
Because
what
it's a
you-
lizard. And so when the claim person came, It wasn't a human.
It was that
It was the guy. I get it. 2006, 2020, 2040.
Don't matter.
I get it.
I don't
I ain't
care.
no dummy.
I
Build a
don't.
wall.
Build that wall.
Build that wall Dan asked for 14 years ago. Sir, what do you mean by a wall?
Well,
you'll see.
see.
You'll see.
I'm the health inspector. Oh, shit.
April 2006. Climbing up those podcast alley charts like you knew we would.
Like I always knew. Like I always dreamed of.
Right ahead of Metro Moment. It's a metrosexual vignette of grooming and guidance to help you on your way each day to keep you sexy, chic, fab, neat, presentable, and orderly. Metro Moment. I'm having a Metro Moment over here.
Fuck.
A lot of the things I was finding within that was like there's a metrosexual backlash.
Oh, yeah.
For real, man.
There was a big Metro thing.
So the Metro thing's popping off, but right around here, I'm also reading about the Copley Hotel in Boston's got the Entourage package.
Yeah.
It's the anti-Metro moment.
Yeah, it
you
was
get
immediate.
a steak,
As
a
soon as the
whiskey.
Metro happened, it
Oh,
was
here we can.
let's get out into the woods.
Let's build a wall and get in the
let's
woods.
build a wall
Get in the
the
woods.
woods. It's true. I mean, this is the
This is the yin and
seeds.
the yang. This is the seeds. The seeds.
These are the seeds of
The
our
seeds
future.
of our future. So you can learn a lot. Now, we're right behind Karate Cast, recognized as the first martial arts podcast in the
I
world.
bet you that was informative.
Yeah, over at podcast. So when you chop them like so.
Like this.
But I can't see.
Tune in next week.
Tune in next
when we
week.
show you how to do
Wait,
kicks.
do double chop, chop, chop. I love watching those vids where like it's like old Tai Chi master, like he's like tries to defend his honor and like some guy just comes up and like wham! And like punches the dude in the face and like he's laid out.
Yeah.
Because he's all like,
Well,
I'm Bruce Lee. And
Yeah.
you just come up and like shoot him or something. Like take one
No,
of your
there's-
fucking spider goes. And
there's a lot of those.
so many of those. Like you
Like
guys.
gets owned.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Tai Chi master gets owned.
not Tai Chi. Tai Chi's the slow park one.
Oh, the worst fighting technique.
Very, very difficult.
Just as you're coming around the first crescent moon, kicked in the chest. Or like
Kung Fu
Hip
and-
Joe or whatever
yeah.
they call it.
Yeah. Hip Cho. I'm a Hip Cho master.
my hip show master. Next week, we were right ahead of beach walks with rocks. Join Roxanne and her dog Lexi for their daily Hawaiian beach walks where they talk about life and relationships.
That doesn't sound like a terrible show.
Sounds great. I figured that was still on, but Lexi passed away at age 13 in May of 2014. Rips to Lexi. Absolute rips.
Absolute fucking rips. But did they keep the show going?
When Lexi was like...
They had already retired.
When you passed. Just,
No, I'm saying,
We're
did they
done.
keep the show going up until?
oh, yeah.
Oh, so
The show ended when
so it was
when
on.
the co-host passed.
So it was on for a while.
It was on until 2014.
So that's 8 years. It was on.
2006, yeah. Amazing.
That's a good run.
It's a great run, but Lex passed. We're right behind the Renaissance Festival podcast. Love Renaissance Festivals? Your guide to all things Ren Fair in your neck of the woods.
Never been to a Ren Fair.
No, we
In
have
my
not
whole life.
been to a Ren Fair. There's still time.
There is still time. I would like someone to take me that is
Versed
familiar in the ways.
in the mead of it all. Hello. Do they talk? How do they talk?
Yes, it's like
Hello.
just the like,
Just that over and over.
ladies and
Hello, me ladies. The mead is thick, like the bodies,
like these.
and me likey.
Me likey the body, thy body,
Thy body.
my likey
Thy
thy body,
bodies, thy corset, me likey.
thick like mead. Ooh.
Me lady, your body thick like mead, and hence me likey. You're in the Van Nuys, the Van Nuys Park.
Yeah,
It's all right.
it's all right
It's all
though.
right. How'd you find out about us? Ren Fair podcast.
It's
Tell me
called
about
all things.
It's called All Things Ren Fair. It's about your neck of the woods.
Yeah, well,
April 2006. Did not know this, did not remember this, but a new children's clothing line debuted at Kitson Boutique in Los Angeles. It was a line for young girls, like little kids, girls. That line was called Sheen Kids. Sheen, Sheen, Kids, Kidz.
Started by Martin.
Started by Emilio Estevez. Started by Charlie Sheen. Had his own clothing line, Sheen Kids.
Which Denise probably played a part in.
This is all Charlie, baby.
This is all Charlie. It's Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels Kids.
Wait,
he had
children though.
With her. This is all because she has her own. She has her own.
So this
line.
was just his own. I'm going to start a baby clothing line.
Listen, I'm high on cocaine, and I'm going to start a children's clothing line. I'm going to call it Sheen Kids.
Again, something if you could track down, probably
found a website.
Collectible.
Found a
website dedicated to.
It was a
former.
No, it was
seasons.
Found a website that had like in Guadalajara that had stock Sheen. Like, look at the tag. Crazy looking website that had like a pair of sweatpants and a zip up hoodie.
But like new old stock.
Yeah.
Dead stock.
So dead stock. Sheen Kids Dead Stock is my new podcast. We discuss all Sheen Kids clothing. If we could buy up all that dead stock, dead cheap.
And then sit on it for 10,
until he's
15 years.
president.
Yeah.
Charlie Sheen's president. Well, let me tell you something.
Well,
Back in
are
2006,
you familiar
he had a line
with
called
the
Sheen
children's
Kids.
clothing line?
And I bought the dead stock in Guadalajara with Jonathan. We own it all.
We bought the website. We got it
We
all.
have the domain. Wow.
I own the domain sheenkids.com.
Wow. May of 2006, inside the actor's studio with James Lipton.
Rips.
He's had on a lot of different actors because they're there to talk about the craft of acting.
And their
body of work.
body of work.
Well, on this particular episode, he had on Tim Allen.
Oh, yeah.
So that's an odd episode because there's probably been other actors on. I guess they talked about maybe the Santa Claus 1, 2, and 3.
Had those come out?
Christmas with the Cranks. Tell us about your Christmas work.
Wild Hogs?
Wild Hogs had not come out yet, but it was the interview that gave him the force. It made him think.
The impetus.
I think I'm ready for Wild Hogs. What the fuck do you talk to Tim Allen about in a 1-hour interview about the craft of acting?
Well, I don't know, but I can.
Does he do that?
I bet you
No, when you do
it gets apey at
Get
some
apey.
point.
Let's get AP. It's one of the exercises we do. Hello, second-year student.
At
will
the
never
gates
work.
of heaven when God meets you.
Yes.
Do that ape thing.
Yes.
What do you hope he asks you?
Yes.
Do that ape thing.
You meet John the Baptist in heaven. He asks you to do the ape thing. Do you do it?
That had to be a tough episode.
A very long.
What do you think? Who do you think was in that audience fielding those? I mean, getting questions in about.
Probably Bradley Cooper.
I mean, that would have been epic.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, what the people that attended that one? What were the questions
that
they
they
had
got
for
to.
Tim that they needed answering from none
yes,
other than
yes. About the Cranks.
now.
Now tell me more about the Cranks, please.
The Cranks. It's
Did you ever have the impetus
they
to
celebrate Christmas.
Yes. Did you ever have the impetus to do the ape in the Cranks?
Within the Cranks
Within the Crank universe.
dynasty.
Did you find it difficult to not ape? As you do.
As you so often do.
As you so often have proven to us. Is it difficult for Santa Claus to not ape?
How many Santa Clauses had come out at that point?
Have you thought about doing a follow-up to Santa Claus? Santa Claus Dose.
Fuck, man.
Unbelievable.
But like, we think the world is stupid now.
Oh my God.
But it was super stupid then, but we were also the most
we
stupid.
were so dumb 14 years ago.
So it makes it feel like it's gotten worse, but in actuality...
it might have been better? Or not as...
No, it's stupider then.
Oh,
Probably.
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Stupider then.
Wow.
Definitely.
Dumber than.
Dumber than now. UID.
Dumber than now. UID.
Dumber than now.
Dumber than now. June 2006, Newsweek magazine. Newsweek magazine is the premier arts and culture and current event magazine of its time.
Not time.
Not time. But not time.
Other than time.
MRSA. Never heard of it? Neither of most doctors. Community-acquired methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. MRSA. MRSA. Doctors didn't know. New thing. I never heard of it. Well, your patients will tell you about it.
You're gonna.
When your grandpa gets it, they'll definitely let you know about it, doctor. 14 years ago. I got a rash. I don't know what that is.
Not sure what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about because there's nothing that can stop that. Ah, fuck, it's new. Give it a crazy name. Did they ever...
Make it sound like a cult. No.
They haven't figured that out yet?
I don't think so.
Ah, shit.
I don't believe so.
Haven't got on there yet. You still get that?
I think there's a bunch of them you still can get.
Ah.
And we got a new one.
We do?
And that one ain't gonna go nowhere neither. I mean, this is...
It's happening.
I mean, that's not to say that the situation will not improve. I don't see how it could get much worse. So, but there's a very good likelihood that it will become like other things that we refer to in sort of that awareness that they're there, but not exactly sure how or when they could arise or show up in our lives or our travels. I don't know, man.
Just love that DJ MRSA.
MRSA's the shit.
It's crazy because I had a friend, MRSA. He was DJ MERSA. He came out just at the same time, and it completely fucked his career up.
Killed it.
Killed his career. Sucks. Newsweek magazine, June 2006. They did a poll of thousands of people across the country. Have you ever downloaded a podcast?
What year? I mean, what month?
This is in the summer, June of 2006. 14 years ago.
Have you ever downloaded a podcast?
Thousands and thousands of people all across the country. Hey, have you ever downloaded a podcast? 22% of the people they asked said, yeah, I have.
Okay.
Karate Cast.
It was called Karate Cast.
Hi-ya!
It's called the UhhYeah Cast.
66% of the people asked said, no, I've never done that. Would downloaded a podcast? No, actually, I haven't done that yet. 12% of the people asked, have you ever downloaded a podcast? 12% said, what's a podcast?
Okay.
12% of the people, the thousands of people, when they said, have you ever downloaded a podcast? We'll find out what are the most downloaded podcasts. I've never heard that word.
And only 20% had ever done it. So 12% had never heard of it. 60% had never done it. Only 20% had ever actually heard one. Or, yeah, downloaded one. And here we were.
And there we were. Stars in our eyes? No, just doing a show.
Just money symbols.
Just money symbols. Just
titties and money symbols.
Titties and money symbols in the grotto when it was all here. You can still dream about those things. No, just two young men that had a love for one another, a deep abiding friendship that said to each other, why don't we get together and try to have a laugh?
Are you having a laugh?
Are you having a laugh?
Both sober at that point.
At that very moment, sober in time. Matter, energy, space, time,
how old?
nest. Well, I guess, sorry, you do your math, I'll do mine.
No, just do it because I can't.
2003. I was 32.
And I was 20.
So you were 28.
20.
Wow. 28 years old.
This is getting weird.
It's getting dark. 28 years old?
It's going to be no fun soon doing this, looking over at you.
28 years old?
It's going to be like staring at a fucking at a Black Mirror. You know, 28 years old.
28 years old. This is a man who's podcasted in his 20s, his 30s, and his 40s. This is a 3-decade podcaster right here. The Podfather. An OG.
I mean, yeah, what? We're staring down the barrel of 800.
Yeah.
We round a corner soon that's going to be a 15-year.
Decade and a half in the game.
15 years is literally just a gateway drug to 20.
Oh, 50. Yeah. 15
I mean,
is almost a gateway to 50. 50. Because you'd be like, how long have you been in your podcast? 15 years. 50 years?
And then you're like, fuck.
Oh, well,
but we
yes,
will.
Fuck it, yes.
We will.
MRSA, it's terrible.
Anyway, what a wild...
Newsweek magazine, June 2006. Some people are calling it Drop Dead, Executioner, Flatliner,
Is this a drug?
The Exorcist, Al Capone, Teflon, and Diesel. Cops are having trouble with this because it's responsible for hundreds of deaths that have popped up in the Midwest and Northeast in the last few months. It's a mix of heroin and fentanyl.
Oh, wow.
It's an anesthetic and painkiller. It's more potent than morphine. It was created for cancer patients racked with pain. It's legally prescribed.
And illegally enjoyed.
Illegally enjoyed. But for junkies, the fentanyl cocktail has become the hot new high, as lethal as it is alluring.
Yeah, I think there was around the same time, if I remember, in San Francisco, it was called Sunshine, I think, during that time.
I got to get me some Al Capone.
Why did they
People
call
be
it
like,
that?
what? Hey, man, you got any diesel? Sour diesel? No, man. Capone.
Teflon.
You know, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, you will.
So, well, you will in 14 years.
When they
14
build
years
that
ago,
wall.
if you went back in time, decade and a half, you'd sell me what I want. I'm out.
Where do those bad names come from?
Probably from like
From a
like
news
Boston police.
bad
like,
news journalism.
Yeah, they're calling it Exorcist.
Um,
You got any Flatliner?
well, that makes sense because it was already
Just to kill
even
you
then
dead.
it was killing people.
But what about Al Capone? Because Al Capone like killed people.
I guess
That's really stupid. You call it Tony Montana. Hey man, you got any Tony Montana? What? No, you've got to like get off the fucking website that your parents are on and tell me what you want. Just tell me the drug you want. You don't have to fucking...
Why call it Teflon?
Can't touch this. You got any MC Hammer? What? I said you got any MC Hammer, man. You can't touch this. What do you want? Fentanyl? Yeah, I have it. Just say it.
Oof. I mean, prior to that, I had definitely heard about people I knew, junkies that I knew, that would steal fentanyl patches and stuff like that. But what you're talking
Hey
about...
man, you got any Patch Adams? What? Yeah, you know what I mean, Patch Adams.
Oh.
Holmes, you got any Robin Williams? What do you... What?
Why did you
Tell me the fucking drug you want to put in your body. Good morning, Vietnam! You're getting further and further and further away from what I can give you. You know what I mean? Hey, Holmes, you got any of that Goodwill Hunting? I'm a drug dealer. I just need you to tell me. I have every...
Fisher King.
Put it this way. I have every drug here. You want the Fisher King?
Or you want Goodwill Hunting?
What
Or do you want Dead Poets Society?
What do you want? Hey, Carpe Diem! You got any? July 2006. Mel Gibson, DUI in Malibu, California.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking Jews.
Back of the car, right?
The Jews are responsible for all the wars in the world. Are you a Jew? He asks the arresting officer.
Yeah.
Gets to the police station. There's a female officer. Happens to make eye contact with him. What do you think you're looking at, sugar tits? Initially, because he owns Malibu, there was other tirades. They were like, let's just keep this out of the police report. But thanks to the fine journalism at an upstart called TMZ, we got down to the bottom of this.
So is that's how that came out, huh?
Yeah. So
He was intoxicated?
He was yes, he was. I believe he was under the influence of alcoholic beverages. He was screaming these anti-Semitic comments.
But what got him arrested in the first place? He got pulled over?
He was pulled over on the PCH. Drunk.
Dangerously driving. Drunk.
Putting everyone's life at stake.
All the Jews.
Specifically Jews, which he yelled at us, yet... Force of Nature, an upcoming action film to be released to video on demand on June 30th. So there you go. Enjoy your fucking movie. Directed by Michael Polish, starring his wife Kate Bosworth and Emil Hirsch. Oh, Emil Hirsch? Wait a minute. That's the little guy at Sundance that put that woman in a headlock and beat her down and then got arrested? What's your Who's in your movie? Fucking maniacs. But how? Oh, you cast them both. Yeah, I like my sets to be explosivo.
Yeah,
Intense. Acting's intense stuff, dummy. That's why you didn't work. Because you're a cuck bitch. I want real men. That's who works. So this little man at Sundance, a town nightclub, leaped over a table, choked a woman out, put her in a headlock, and was physically removed off of her body, then later arrested.
Why did he do that? Was she a journalist?
She was a Paramount film executive.
That he was upset with.
He was upset. Maybe she didn't like that stupid movie where he's in the bus or goes for the walk. Maybe he doesn't like when people talk shit about that.
Okay.
Because that's his whole life. If you see Emil Hirsch and you say, I didn't like Into the Wild, he will put you in a headlock.
He'll choke you out. Okay, so it's him.
It's him.
And
Mel Gibson.
In it. And who's Michael Polish?
Michael Polish is the director.
Who's married to Kate Bosworth?
He's married to that stunning beauty Kate Bosworth.
Who's also
with
in the
two
film.
different kind of eyes, like David Bowie. Don't know what the name of it is. She's in the film. When the perfect crime meets the perfect storm. A gang of thieves plan a heist during a hurricane and encounter trouble when a cop tries to force everyone in the building to evacuate.
Who's the cop?
I think Emil Hirsch is the cop because he likes to play rough. Maybe Mel Gibson is the thief, the anti-Semitic thief.
That he's the head
This better not be a Jew cop. Cut.
That's not in.
That's not in the script. It should be. How do you work?
I don't know how you're allowed to.
How do you work?
I'll tell you how. You put up the money yourself.
Well, that only happened that one time for his buddy. Make a movie about his buddy. I'm assuming the rest of the time that doesn't happen.
But does it now happen? Because like he's got like not his own money, but like his own crew of like dudes who are like, oh, we're like rich dudes who like love you, even though like we hate Jews too, we love Jesus just like you do. So like we'll make this movie with you because like we believe in you.
We believe in what you say on the highway.
You think we could get Emil Hirsch in this one?
Is it possible to get Hirsch?
Judd Hirsch?
Judd Hirsch? No, the one that attacked the woman
Emilio.
and choked her out and put her in the headlock.
Emilio Hirsch.
We can get him. Let me grab, I think I had a couple more things right here. Give me 1 second.
Please. Fuck. It's just wild. One of the things you read. Oh wait, we just go back over the last few things. There was one thing that it reminded me of.
Fuck. Which one was it?
Where we talked about not Mel Gibson. What was before that?
Mel Gibson.
Sorry.
Fentanyl. Is that it?
Well, there was the fentanyl. What was right before that? I'm just gonna make you go through all of them. Let's go back to the start.
Do you know? You ever see Health Inspector?
What is the? If it's not the next one,
was
then
was it the? Have you ever downloaded a podcast? That was in June.
Fuck.
Mel Gibson was July. Tim Allen was May.
Let's go. I want you to all go through all of them now. No, I can't.
MRSA?
Fuck it.
The Popoza must have been. You must be thinking of. You're probably thinking about Popoza. It's a Brazilian. Excuse me. It's an ass shaker.
Just an ass shaker.
I have. I guess. Yeah, we got. These are not. I guess I should probably. I haven't. This is. I had this in Joel Siegel. He was the film critic for ABC's Good Morning America from 1981 until his death in 2007 at age 63. So I have this. I don't know why. It was his review of Ocean's 12 that came out in December of 2004.
I think that was the one I saw.
Okay, Ocean's 11's
I don't think I saw 11.
Ocean's 12 is December 2004. Ocean's 13 is 2007. So it might have been, I don't know how I have this in that file, but he gave his review on Good Morning America for Ocean's 12. This gang of thieves stole my heart. What? The fuck did you just say to me? What the fuck was your review of this movie? I'll tell you again. This particular gang of thieves stole this old guy's heart. So that's an insane thing to say.
He was fond of the film.
He was fond of the fellas. They stole his heart.
I mean,
It's what? Would you say?
It was a charming crew.
It's a charming crew.
Did you see the movie?
No, didn't see them.
Did you see the first one?
So maybe I shouldn't say that.
Never even seen the first one?
Nope.
How could you resist an ensemble all-star cast?
We're probably too jelly.
An all-star ensemble
I
cast.
brought a peanut butter and jelly and just
Really?
ate it real loud in there.
You couldn't... I can't believe in that day and age that you would have missed the first of those films.
No, didn't get to that. You know I got to John Wick 1, 2, and 3. You know I got to that.
Oh, man.
Do I need to get to these three?
I don't know because I've only seen the second one for whatever reason. But I'm thrilled to hear
Yeah, I know you are.
about the John Wicks. And I'm thrilled that you seem to be that you seem to enjoy them as a trilogy, soon to be quadrilogy.
I just can't wait to see Keanu and just whisper,
Wait until you get to see one
excommunicado.
in the theater. It changes the experience.
The emotional intent. Blowout on Bravo was a reality show starring Jonathan Antin.
Sure was.
Aired in 2004, 2005, and 2006.
Yeah.
All in good fun, all in great hair.
Worst haircut I ever got in my life.
Please tell me that you went to that salon.
I went to his old salon.
Did you go to him?
I didn't.
You went to one of his employees,
And
you got a terrible haircut.
It made me look like Kenny G.
Wow. So you just
He
let him,
he crisped,
just kinked it.
thinned it, crisped
Crisped
it,
it,
sent me out into the world,
blew it out,
and
and
it
let
was
you go.
like ringlets and like shiny
It was
and
gorgeous.
crispy.
So it was gorgeous.
He gave me like, I would say like
He gave you the Kenny G. You asked for it.
it was a Kenny G.
Yeah.
Except if Kenny G was a bona fide woman. Like it was a woman's haircut he gave me
What are you looking for today, sir? Can you make me look like Kenny G?
as a woman.
If Kenny G was Deborah G.
Kendra woman.
Kendra
G. Kendra woman.
I don't cut and tell. Simple as that, bro.
Now, for those of you who don't know, he
Find
was
out.
one of the early, maybe one of the first celebrity hairdressers. He was also brother to, what's her first name? Robin Antin, who is the founder and I believe the founder, right?
Founder and CEO.
Of Pussycat Dolls.
No doubt. And that's a fucking talented family.
And yeah, I used to hang out with her a bit back in those days. Back when she was still a member of the actual Pussycat Dolls troupe prior to them becoming a
International sensation?
a group, a singing group, when they were essentially a dance troupe prior to them becoming sort of reconfigured and recast as a girl group that she then headed up the sort of, she was no longer in the group when they became the Pussycat Dolls that we know of,
That we know and love, you mean?
that we adore. I mean, I adored the earlier version that she was also in, but very successful family, and yeah, worst haircut I ever had in my life. I went to the studio because we were talking about Circus of Books. Circus of Books was right down the street from it. I went back to the studio. I literally
Fresh from the salon?
and Wag and Dave. They're
like, excuse me, sir, this is a private, excuse me, miss,
No,
this is a private studio. And you're like, guys, it's me.
I think pretty sure they laughed like in my face.
Do you think if next time I see Wag, I'm like, do you remember when Jonathan went to the salon and he came back to the studio and looked like Kendra G? Will he remember?
He might. I'll ask
Let's
him.
text him.
It's his anniversary today.
Amazing.
Happy 30th anniversary
Amazing.
to Kim
Now that's
and Wag.
love.
Yeah, long time.
This is from 2009. It was somehow in the article. This showed up in the 2006 in a folder of like notes. August 2009. So that's more than 10 years ago. The Green Bay, Wisconsin Police Department has hired their first black police officer in their 152-year history. What?
Oh.
What?
I didn't remember that.
I don't remember that either. His name's Solomon Ayers. He's still doing it. He looks like better now a decade later. He looks buffer, happier. He's in District C over there in Green Bay. You can give a shout out to Solomon because he's always out. Obviously, faced a little bit of backlash. Resistance in 2009. In 2017, 2 officers had to resign from the Green Bay, Wisconsin Police Department amid an investigation of racial harassment within the department. So 8 years after he was a cop, we just had a couple of officers resign. I found now, I was watching in September of 2018, the Green Bay Police Department, they have a lip sync video to the Beastie Boys' Sabotage, has 23,000 views. It's in response to earlier in July of 2018, the lip sync video that was done by the Oshkosh, Wisconsin Police Department, which was Feelin' So Fly Like a Cheesehead, which was a riff off of the 2010 Far East movement hit Like a G6. So they were feeling so fly like a G6? No, like a cheesehead. So their video has 30,000 views. Green Bay's Sabotage only has 23,000. So I would like
as of today, 2020.
8 years.
Okay.
No, 2 years later.
All right.
So that's amazing. Now that also then, I was thinking about police officer Ayers, and I was watching the HBO documentary Atlanta Missing and Lost Children, which is incredibly intense, but definitely worth watching. There was so many Ku Klux Klan members in the 40s that were Atlanta police officers. Then in 1948, they hired 4 black dudes to be the first police officers on the Atlanta police force, except they didn't let them carry guns and they couldn't arrest white people. So if they saw something going down, they had to go over and tell, oh shit, excuse me, hey, excuse me, officer,
yeah.
Officer,
like Lassie.
You mean you? No, you,
a real officer.
Real officer, get him. So that's
well, I mean,
right.
you say not to end this on a sour
Not
note,
at
but
all.
you bring up something about
just
Wisconsin and in the city of Green Bay, which is like a city that this is only a matter of a few years ago that they hired their first black police officer, and not to say that Minneapolis is remotely I mean, Minneapolis is far more diverse historically of a city than, say, a Green Bay, but that region in general, the fact that we're dealing with something there right now,
But
there is a mentality probably there that maybe we aren't.
I don't know. I think,
What?
not to end it on that note.
No.
That is that happened there, but that could be
Well,
L.A. It could be
Absolutely.
It's no. There's no difference. We're all like one country.
Yes.
That's all of us everywhere today right
but
now.
we've had black police officers and stuff like that in this city. I mean, that sounds like something that they should tell you would learn in a social studies class in
Like,
in
let me
ninth
blow
grade.
your minds, kids.
Yeah. So in 1951,
Yeah,
like
what?
so, I mean, we are dealing with probably people
Did I
that
say
are
51? I meant 2009.
my bad.
My bad.
So anyway,
Wait, you mean by 2009? You mean like UhhYeahDude had been a podcast for 3 years? Yes, kids. Yes.
I wonder if people hear us talking about this that have been listening long enough that they actually, well, Jeff probably, I mean, some of this stuff probably we have spoken about in those times, and like people remember, like, oh, like you talked about this. I remember
any
then.
of these, yeah, from
I mean, not in a
2006.
bad way, but the fact that, like,
Yeah.
you know, it's still,
It's crazy. Well, we'll see.
we'll see. I mean, we'll see.
pull out the
We'll see in
bankers.
5 minutes. I mean, who
Oh,
knows?
you mean
I
with what's going on in
I'm
the state of the
saying,
world?
period. Like, you open a drawer, you could turn on a television,
Yeah,
and we
here
don't
we
know
go, yeah.
where the next
Put
shoe's gonna
CNN
drop
on,
from.
Pull out a banker's box from 2007. It's all like fucking
So
quarantine 2020.
come
Come
with
back
us.
for 800.
Come back for our 800th episode.
Yeah, that'll be a celebration. At least for us.
I think it's an accomplishment and one worth acknowledging. Thank you for listening. We are a advertising commercial-free, listener-supported podcast. The best, most meaningful way that you could support this show is by going to our Patreon page and pledging to us. You also get some benefits from that. One being access to the archived episodes, episodes that we're talking about right now in this episode, early episodes that are not available on iTunes. We also have video versions of all of these episodes, and while some of them do go up on YouTube eventually, you would be able to get access to those the week that they come out. And like I said, it's also just the best way that you could keep us going here. 888-842-2357 is the toll-free voicemail. UhhYeahDude@me.com is my email address. You can also find me on Instagram. Seth Mann's our Twitter account. We have a Venmo if you'd like to just do a one-time donation thing. That's under my name, or also at UhhYeahD4L. UhhYeahD number 4 letter L. But most importantly, as Seth said, please come back for 800.
Definitely come back for 800. It's crazy because So
Tell a friend.
tell a friend. So February 2006, we got June of 2020. You were 28. I was 32.
Now I'm 43.
Are you 43? No, you're 42.
Two.
About to be. Yeah, that makes sense because we're talking about this all happened before your birthday and my birthday. That this isn't international Korean birthdays. These are Western.
Western B-Days.
So, yes, 2006, 2077, 87, 97, 2000. Yeah, you would have turned 29 in August. So, yeah, you were 28 when we started, and I was 32. You turned 29, turned 33. So, you're about to turn 43, and I'm about to turn 47. That's a crazy thing. I suppose what we should have said when we started this episode was we should have all, for just people listening, try to think of like what city were you in 14 years ago?
What state of mind? What city?
I guess maybe, yeah. Whatever.
Not that you could really envision.
But maybe you could be like, oh shit, 2007, that's when this happened, and I was like off the deep end.
But
or I was in a great place. But try to, where the fuck were you 14 years ago? Like, were you in high school, college? Were you an adult? Where you lived? Were you married? Who was in your life?
I mean, fuck, man.
It's so long ago.
But also, like, yeah, I mean, for me, it was like,
It's a lot.
yes, but I was not, it's like.
You can't quantify it. It's like
3 lifetimes ago.
it's crazy.
It's not just like, oh, whoa, it's so long ago in this lifetime. It literally is a different lifetime.
It's wild. It's wild.
And to be sitting here,
weird.
it's in the same apartment makes it maybe weirder. Because so many things are so different, and then like to have certain things not be different at all is maybe what makes that
so weird.
That perspective so weird. That feeling of like, wait, we're still. Is this the same? Like, because nothing else is, you know. Fuck. But yeah, if you can for a second imagine,
where were you?
and if you are,
Where did you live?
do me a favor.
Yes.
Do me a favor.
Yes.
If you are listening to our old episodes, try to keep that in mind about us as well. Because as much as you may have a familiarity with us, and Seth and I may have a familiarity and an ease with ourselves that seems to have been maybe present there from pretty early on, if not from the very start, try to remember that certainly my mind and my outlook on things, my perspective, my scope was not nearly as wide then as I feel or would like to think that it is now. And while all in the sake of trying to be funny, provocative, entertaining, I don't think those shows aren't worth listening to, because every time I hear a piece of them, there's something about them that I find value in, and humor. But try to remember that, you know, we are different.
I think when people
We don't think the same as.
I think when people
but you're listening to it now, so you
Totally.
hear it, and you get
know,
triggered by something that I
know.
said 15 years
I know.
ago.
I just think
you know?
that people, when we sign off here and then they're just living the later of the day that they listen to this episode, and they actually think like, that was so long ago.
I would hope.
Because there's going to be people that are like, I was 5.
Right.
Like, you know?
Yeah, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I was 5 years old. I didn't
shut up.
Shut up. Or people are like, oh my God, I was 39
Yeah.
14 years ago. Like, what the fuck?
888-842-2357.
And where did you live? And who were you with?
Where were you
Who was
living?
around then that's not with us anymore?
What were you wearing?
What were you wearing? And why don't you take it off? And why don't we recreate that? And send a vid. And don't be scared. And we didn't have OnlyFans then, so just think about it.
DLX, Levi's.
We didn't have that. We were all wearing DLX. We were putting things on, not taking things off.
Now it's a free for all.
It's different.
Think about it.
It's a different world.
Recreate what you were wearing.
Get the
then,
exact outfit you
and
were
then
wearing
get on
in June
OnlyFans
of 2006.
and take that off.
Get on OnlyFans.
Take
No,
it
just
off.
show what it is.
I thought you're just.
Look at this.
Reverse engineer.
Get on TikTok.
Recreate it.
Recreate your outfit to exactly find a picture from the summer of 2006 and be like, this is what I
mean,
wore
like
then.
you said, Seth, I definitely was wearing a relaxed flare.
You had to. It was a
And I'll
relaxed.
tell you what else I would
Yes.
be. I would have been wearing a lot of button-down, long-sleeve shirts.
That was your fucking thing right there.
Even if what did my father say? You've got a $400 shirt on and $3 pants, because that
the
was
jeans
sort
would
of
be-
my
yeah, that
look
was
back
your sort
then,
of
like
thing.
tattered jeans,
With a belt, like a-
expensive Comme des Garçons, like
Yeah.
you know,
Top.
shirts and shit, and
What
then
about
like
footwear? What are we going with down there?
my guess would be that it would have been a
Summer 2006.
definitely Vans,
Okay. Timeless.
possibly a skate shoe, a questionable skate shoe. Not a skater, so
No.
even more questionable.
No, but just straddling worlds that you'd been in.
Definitely Vans. Always have always will.
Maybe going to Hugo's, getting like a vegan burrito.
100%.
Why not?
I'm trying to think of what else other shoes would have been. Oh, like maybe like an Air Max, something like that. No J's or any of that stuff.
No.
I can look. I got some documentation.
Now's the time. We're all looking, looking back to look ahead.
But definitely afraid.
Definitely, yeah, the bottom, like Papa J.
I gotta go.
Yep.
888-842-2357. I'm sorry, I can't.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Seatbelts.
Seatbelts.